Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system.
Matt Horn
is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
I found something really interesting.
The whole housing market is propped up on these bad loans. They will fail.
The housing market is rock solid.
Matt Horn, it's Brandon Stacy. When you get a chance, go check out The Big Short.
On the line, we have Brandon Stacy talking to us from, I think it's Los Angeles, isn't it, Brandon?
That's right.
You don't have the snow, do you?
No snow, but I wish I were in it, at least briefly. I do love snow. It's beautiful.
We'll try and push it your way then.
Is it snowing over there?
Is it snowing over here? Not yet, but we've been told that it's probably likely coming our way because it's sort of on the East Coast, isn't it?
You know, hopefully everybody's safe out there, but it sure is beautiful to look at on TV.
I've sort of explained to you how the podcast works, and it makes sense in a logical way. For anyone who's never heard my voice before, this is what happens.
Hello, and welcome to Matt Horn Meets. I am a computer, the Hawk 1000. I am here to tell you how the podcast works. Throughout the interview, both Matt and the interviewee will be selecting objects for use in the final part of the podcast, where the interviewee will be pitching a film idea. It should be noted at this point that the interviewee's responses are real and at time of recording, and none of the objects have been selected beforehand. Thank you, and goodbye.
And that's it. So, Brandon, how confident are you feeling?
I'm generally pretty good on confidence.
That's what I like to hear. So, Brandon, okay, so your first object of this podcast, and this is where we start, is an object that has to be connected, right, to The Big Short, which obviously is your new film.
Uh-huh.
So, what object do you think would be good?
Well, probably a computer.
A computer. Okay, that's fine. We'll have that. Okay, so obviously we need to talk about The Big Short, which, you can correct me if I'm wrong, has been nominated for 5 Oscars.
That's right.
First question is, do you think it will win?
I think The Big Short has got a really good chance in winning because it really connects with the people at the moment, and people are connecting to the topic at hand. I think it's an important film for now. So in that regard, it has a lot of interest and applies to the world. So I think it's got a good chance of winning. It would only bring more attention to the problems at hand.
I have to ask this question. It's a running thing this January, I think, this question. Do you think Leonardo DiCaprio deserves an Oscar?
You can't mess with Leo. Yes, of course he deserves an Oscar. He deserves an Oscar for many of his performances. Yeah, I think he deserves an Oscar, period. I'm always rooting for him.
Now, obviously, The Big Short came out somewhere at the end of the year, so it could be valid for Oscar nominations. It's based on a book. Had you read the book before you signed on?
I had not read the book before I was cast. In fact, I might have gotten the book during the whole process. But yeah, it's a good book. I have not read the whole thing. It's pretty complicated, but you know, I think the film does a great job in relaying all that information. You know, Adam McKay definitely found a way to explain the things that people don't know and have a difficult time ingesting. You know, kudos to him for just getting that information out in a way that people can understand, can relate to.
For anyone who's never heard of the film or the book, how would you sort of sum it up?
Well, if they remember the economic crisis in 2008, then this explains what happened in regard to the economy, the housing market, and how people lost so much, and how we can prevent it from happening again.
And you're playing Michael Burry's dad.
That's right.
How does he sort of fit into the film?
Well, Michael Burry discovered what was going on He predicted the economic crisis long before it happened, and no one would listen to him. So he just kind of had to wait for it to happen. And I play Michael Burry's dad in Flashback, so I got to be Christian Bale's dad, in a sense.
Isn't that just a weird thing to say to yourself? Oh, I just played Christian Bale's dad.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking about how, in a sense, you can call me Thomas Wayne.
I don't know, is Christian Bale older than you? Or are you the same age?
Yeah, he's older than me.
That's a bit weird. You're playing his dad, but he's older than you.
Anytime I'd say that, most people are like, but you're playing his dad? What? I'm like, yeah, flashback.
So how did you get involved in the project in the first place?
The same as most projects, really. I went through an audition process. You're submitted, and then the casting director calls you in, and you do a good job. You're passed on to the next round, and the next round, go to producers and director, and they pick you.
Obviously, we need to talk about cast and crew on sets. Who did you sort of primarily work with?
Well, most of the cast was not around because they were in a different time than me, Because I'm in a flashback, I was kind of my own thing, so I wouldn't be paired with the other main cast.
I mean, did you get to see any of them on set? Were they hanging about?
Not while I was shooting, but they all were in town, at the same time as me. We shot in New Orleans, and everybody was in town, running around town, so, you'd see people here and there. New Orleans is a relatively small place, so you kind of run into people.
Are there any sort of funny anecdotes you could share about the production of the film?
Just working with Adam McKay is pretty cool. He's a very unique guy, very very funny guy. I just thought it was just fascinating to have this comedic genius do this drama. But clearly it wasn't just a drama. He had to find funny ways to get the information out. I mean, it's a lot to ingest without having some sort of comedic approach to it. So as far as on set, it's just kind of go. Get the job done. There's just a lot to do, and of course he was juggling all these extremely A-list people. So my job there is just to do what I was hired to do and get it done.
Well, now it's time for your second object, Brandon. Your second object, which, unfortunately for you, is a 5x5 signed photo of myself. I know. You can throw darts at it. It's one of those objects that never dies. The question that goes with it is, what made you get into acting in the first place?
Well, I got into acting at an early age. The first time I saw a movie, I was fascinated with it, and I pretty much always knew what I wanted to do with my life. So as long as I can remember, I always wanted to work in film. I never really had an alternative path. So ever since I was a little boy, I would do what I could do to get on stage or in front of people and perform. And I fortunately had a very supportive family. So no one was ever trying to argue me out of doing that. So basically I was on a one-way path, and all I had to do is keep walking.
It's now time for my favourite part of the podcast, Brandon. It's the quickfire round, which isn't a quickfire round, but we're saying it's a quickfire round. So it's really the non-quickfire round. At this point in the podcast, you get to choose from 1 to 5 objects, right? In return for 1 to 5 questions about your acting career. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
So how many objects would you like?
I would like 4.
4 objects. Ooh, wonderful stuff. What 4 objects would you like? Now, this is completely random selection.
Okay. I would like a cat.
A cat. Okay, yeah.
I would like a light bulb.
A light bulb, yeah.
I would like a suit.
A suit, yeah.
And I'm trying to think of some of my favorite objects here. Let's go with a car.
A car. Okay, that's quite nice.
Is that too big of an object?
That's a nice array of them. Yeah, I'd say it's a nice array of them. Simple, which I like. Some people go absolutely weird. But no, I like that. No, I'll go with that. So, your first question of the quickfire round, which isn't a quickfire round, but we're saying it's a quickfire round. I saw this on IMDb, and I need to go to it because honestly, I saw it and I was thinking, yeah, this is going to have to come up in the conversation somewhere. We need to talk about Star Trek New Voyages Phase 2.
Okay.
Now, the interesting thing here is that you're playing Mr. Spock.
Yes.
Now, the question here is obviously sort of, we need to think about the fact that last year we lost Leonard Nimoy. What were your thoughts on sort of that and the sort of the reboot in general? Because as I understand it, this doesn't follow the reboot at all. This is sort of a completely different thing, isn't it?
It does not follow JJ's reboot, no.
No.
My thoughts on the reboot is I think it's great. You know, it's definitely his own thing. Time has evolved, and I think people should accept it for what it is. It's not the 60s Star Trek, and that's okay. You know, the 60s Star Trek still exists. You can watch it anytime you want, if that's what you want, you know?
But sort of playing an iconic character as Mr. Spock, do you feel like the pressure of that?
I think there's a degree of pressure. It doesn't stress me out. I certainly do my own thing in my portrayal of Spock. Anytime you're playing an iconic figure, you know, I think you should have definitely a degree of that original character and throwbacks and such. But for me, I mean, you're never going to be what it originally was. So I think that you should make it your own. And that's what I aim to do. I certainly love and respect the original Spock, as well as Zachary's Spock as well. You know, I think it's important to be your own thing.
Leonard Nimoy's since passed, but has either seen your interpretation?
Yes, I'm sure. You know, if they're really into Spock, I'm pretty sure that they had the chance to at least see a taste of it. Hopefully they enjoyed it. I definitely, you know, I want to please the fans to a degree, but I want to, you know, do things for me as well as I do for any project. You know, and it's all out of love doing Star Trek New Voyages. Everybody there is there because they want to give to the Star Trek community, and you know, just kind of create something out of love. You know, it's not like we're trying to win awards or compete with anybody. It's just kind of honoring the original Star Trek.
Are you a Trekkie? You must be a Trekkie.
Well, I don't really put the term on me. I'm certainly around a lot of people who call themselves that, and when I'm with them, I feel like I can't compete because they can tell you everything about everything in regard to Star Trek. I certainly rely on those people to kind of fill me in with some of the input, some of the things I can't remember. But I do certainly have a handle on the character Spock, and you know, I take what is already there and what people know, and then I kind of push it into a direction that is new and a direction that I want to go.
So your second question of the quickfire round, which isn't a quickfire round, but we're saying it's a quickfire round, is that obviously we've mentioned science fiction in your career already, because obviously we talk about Star Trek. The interesting thing, because you mentioned that obviously you're playing Christian Bale's dad in The Big Short, is the fact you were also last year in Terminator Genesis. Christian Bale played in Terminator Salvation, wasn't he?
It's an interesting connection.
What was it like working on that?
It was cool. I really enjoyed the director a lot. You know, it's just fun being in any sort of like big deal topic. I grew up with Terminator. I'm just like obsessed with Terminator. Sci-fi in general, like I get a little crazy about. So it's just pretty cool just to be involved with these sort of topics that I love so much.
Did you get to meet Arnie?
Yeah, definitely.
What's he like?
He is the Terminator. He is exactly like the Terminator, as far as I can tell. No, he's exactly like you think he is. I remember in the table read, you know, we were all sitting in a circle, and we got to the line, "I'll be back," and just everybody just kind of like looked around at each other, kind of laughing to themselves, like, "Oh my God, he said it! He said it!" It's just awesome. It was just fun.
Your third question of the quickfire round, which isn't a quickfire round, but everyone gets the gist by now, is quite a simple one, Brandon. What advice would you give to anyone wanting to get into the industry?
You better really want it. If you don't want it 100% and more, I know that's illogical to say more than 100%, but if you don't want it, then it's not going to happen, most likely. You certainly won't stay with it. I think a lot of actors that have made it, so to speak, they say, "You're crazy, do something else." I'm not going to say that. I say, do what you want, but you have to own it.
Your fourth and final question, this is a two-parter question actually. Your fourth and final question is, which actor or actress has been your favourite to work with and why, and who would you like to work with in the future?
That's a good question. There's just so many actors and actresses I would love to work with. I will say that one of my favorites that I've worked with is Jeffrey Combs. He's just a really, really funny guy and just completely dedicated to his roles. And I love watching people that really transform themselves and really become those people before your eyes. And I also like that he stays in character. What I love about acting is the transformation that you go through. But Jeffrey in particular was a lot of fun to work with. I'd love to work with him again, actually. I did a film called the Penny Dreadful Picture Show. We had a really fun scene. Almost got my fingers chopped off for real, but it was extremely fun. I'd say Jeffrey Combs is one of my favorites to work with. But as far as who I want to work with, man, that's really tough. Actors I really admire currently, obviously Leo DiCaprio is fantastic. Michael Fassbender, is another actor that really transforms himself. I'd like to do the kind of things he does. He's kind of all over the map. He does these pieces, these period pieces, and from 12 Years a Slave to Macbeth. Then he does the comic book stuff, Magneto, the other sci-fi stuff, Prometheus. He's got a career that I admire a lot. Certainly would love to be a part of. I'd say Michael Fassbender.
Well, it's time now for the improv bit, Brandon.
This was an improv all the way through?
Well, I suppose it was really, but it's time for the actual improv bit. To recap for you, Brandon, we've got a computer, a 5x5 signed photograph of myself, which you probably will want to throw darts with.
That's an autographed headshot of yourself.
Myself, yes.
Okay.
A cat, a light bulb, a suit, and a car. Okay, right. So with those objects, you've now got to pitch to me an idea for a film featuring Jeffrey Combs, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Michael Fassbender.
Goodness.
So can you see now everything comes together?
Okay.
Okay, go on then.
First off, I gotta tell you, I'm horrible with pitches. I've got a lot going on in my brain. Normally I'd have someone else do this for me, but if I can get it through, then I want to autograph 5x5 headshot of you. We can do that. And if you can't mail me one, then just email it to me through the computer. While thinking about this, a light bulb went off in my head. Okay? Now, it makes me feel a little fancy. I almost want to, put on my suit and drive around in some sort of fancy car, a Lamborghini or whatever. Anyways, I'm just going to sit here with my cat on my lap and tell you about it. Picture a movie starring Leonardo DiCaprio. His brother, played by Michael Fassbender, opens the door and you see Jeffrey Combs. He's wearing a hat and all of a sudden he tells you...
Tells me what?
Oh, you missed it, man. That was it, man.
What? What?
You never had that done before?
No.
Well, then we got something new.
Oh dear. My idea was a bit different to yours.
I know it was, man. It's a little bit of originality there.
Mostly involving a cat played by Jeffrey Combs, Leonardo DiCaprio and Michael Fassbender, both bankers, wearing suits, has cars, and a light bulb goes off in their head that they can save the financial crisis. This is sounding a bit like The Big Short, really, isn't it?
My way was trying to give you the information before I gave you the information there.
I was wondering where it was actually going. Yeah, I'll say that was quite original.
Well, hopefully it's alright with you.
Yeah, I'll let you have that one. Because it is original.
If somebody else has done that, then, I'd have to give you something else.
Nobody's ever done that before. I was thinking, has he actually shut that off? Or was that the point of the whole thing?
That was the point of the whole thing.
Oh, wonderful stuff. But anyway, you've been a trooper, Brandon, so you now get a 1-minute plug to plug The Big Short and anything you've got coming up.
Okay. Yes, I'd love to do that. Okay, it's Brandon Stacy here. I just wanted to thank everyone for listening, and thank Matt Horn for having me here today. I just wanted to let you know that everyone should check out The Big Short. It's a fantastic movie out in theaters right now, and look forward to Roots, very famous miniseries. It's a remake of the original series, their miniseries Roots, but it is going to be new, so please check it out. It's fantastic. Also, a show called Underground is going to be coming out very soon, I believe in April. Check it out. It's on WGN if you are familiar. And also, Mina will be coming out in probably about a year, starring Tom Cruise. So check it out. There's plenty more. If you want to see me, Brandon Stacy, then stay tuned. Check out IMDb and see what I'm up to, and definitely check out the projects. They're all fantastic.
Well, Brandon, it's been a pleasure interviewing you.
Matt, thank you for having me, man.
Live long and prosper as well.
Live long and prosper, my friend.
Thanks very much for your time. Bye-bye now.